I swear I'm not bananas. But we're going to grow some plants inside this box. Stay tuned. Good morning, Internet family. Guess what I have for you today? I have Anybody Can Garden. Now, I ordered this from Urban Hydro-Greens, and this is a microgreen kit. Wait till you see what this is all about. It's very cool. It only cost me $53.40. I know you think that might be a little much, but it comes with the entire kit. It comes with two of these, which one is the bottom and one is the top. It comes with enough of these coconut coir wafers. Wait till you see what those things do. And it comes with 8 packs of seeds and all the instructions that you need to get you going. Yes, they got wet and the orange bled onto the white, you know, whatever. Okay, so here's what we do. We add water to these things. These are so cool. Watch this. They just crumble. They crumble apart. They soak up the water and they just like a cardboard box would if you didn't want it to. And it got wet, it would just fall into pieces. So these crumble and then you spread it out in the whole thing. Looks like I might need a little bit more water. Let's get a little bit more water. It's not going to hurt it. There we go. These are so cool. They just expand and then they kind of crumble. Maybe a smidge more. We're inside today because it's super windy still. We had a huge storm last night. Didn't get too much damage. Lots of lightning, lots of thunder. Alright, that's going to be perfect. Okay, so we just spread that out evenly. Well, evenly. Relatively evenly. Yeah, that's good. Alright, let me rinse my hands off real quick. Urban Hydro-Greens. It was on Facebook. I don't recall if they had a website. Urban Hydro-Greens. This time, we're growing blue curled kale microgreens and seeds. So, I'm just going to sprinkle those across the top. I know, it looks like it's a lot of seeds. But these are only going to grow up a little bit. Now what happens is these take, I've spilled a couple so I'm grabbing them. The kale they even give you instructions. Now on this one it tells you what you're going to get out of it, but it also tells you how many grams per tray. So when you get your own seeds, sunflower seeds, radish seeds, kale, cabbage, radish, pea shoots, onions, mustard, kohlrabi, cilantro, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, bok choy, blue curled kale, beet, basil, and arugula and amaranth. It tells you how many grams of seeds go on each tray. That's very helpful because this came with 4 different varieties, 2 packs of each. So I can buy my own seeds now and just weigh out, and I'll know exactly what to put in there. Now all we do at this point is spray the lid, and put the lid on top. Now we're done with it until tomorrow. Blue curled kale is going to be 8 to 10 days. 8 to 10 days it will be ready to harvest. You harvest microgreens when they start putting out their third leaf, because you know those first two are just babies. When they put out their third leaf, they're ready to be harvested. Otherwise, you would need, if you wanted to grow full-size plants, you would of course have to split them up to where they're not quite so close. Then you'd have to start giving them nutrients. Seeds actually have enough of what they need inside to get to that third leaf stage. After that, they would quickly wither and die without some kind of nutrients. But that's when we're going to harvest them. So every day from here for the next until they're ready to harvest, I will be misting them. It comes with this sprayer bottle too. I will be misting this 15 or 20 sprays twice a day, unless it starts looking like it's too wet. If it's too wet, then the roots won't get enough oxygen and you run the risk of having mold. But twice a day, misting it, and then when they get about an inch tall or so, we take the lid off. We also spray the inside of the lid and put it back on every time we do that. When it gets about an inch high, we take the lid off and we put it in the sunny window, and then they'll really start greening up. You can start out with it this way. You could set it on top, wet the bottom of this tray and set it on top. But to me that's a little messy because everything in there wants to stick to the bottom of this tray and it just makes a big mess. So just do it this way. And then, like I said, when they get 1 inch tall, take the lid off, expose them to sunlight, and then you'll start drizzling about a cup of water on there every day, once a day. You just drizzle it. Stop with the spraying and do a little drizzle, and it's no big deal. Just use your, just use your measuring cup and just drizzle that 1 cup of water on there, and you'll see it. You'll see it when they're ready to harvest. When you get ready to harvest, you just clip them all off at the soil level, put them through your salad spinner or a colander just to knock off the seeds that are still stuck to it if you want to, but you'll knock off all that coconut core that's stuck to it. It's not really a big deal to eat that, but yeah, I'm gonna pass. Anyway, we will check back. I'll show you when we get to the next stage, and we'll keep track of our blue curled kale microgreens. Till next time. Do you remember those microgreens we started last Sunday? Well, wait till I show you what they look like now. Alright, here it's time for the unveiling of the microgreens. It's been 7 days since we put them in that tray. If you missed that video, I'll put a link to it at the end on one of the cards. Are you ready? Alright, here we go. 7 days later. Blue curled kale microgreens. Check them out. 7 days. I told you anybody can grow these. Look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? This isn't even a window that gets full sun. You can see it just barely, if I zoom out a little bit, no, you can't really see that. Just barely gets on the windowsill. But there's enough sun to where these are getting beautiful and green and lush. They will be ready to harvest, remember, when they get their third leaf. Then we will clip them off at the soil surface. Then they get a rinse. They go in the salad spinner. And then they go in a plastic container, not a bag, in a plastic container in the fridge till I'm ready to eat them. Aren't they beautiful? Blue curled kale microgreens. Anybody can grow these, I promise you. Hi again, this is Brenda from Slapout Homestead, and it is time to harvest our microgreens. Can you see that? It's got 3 leaves on it now. If I don't harvest these, they'll start turning yellow because they don't really have enough nutrition to go any past this point. But this is what they ended up looking like. There's the root. I know it's backlit, but bright, shiny window. Alright, we'll be right back and we'll get these harvested. So it's been 12 days for our microgreens. Look how beautiful. I closed that curtain back there so maybe we have a little better light. Let's get to trimming. Okay, so here's what we do. Basically, we just pull it up, grab a handful of them, trim them with the scissors. Trim off that little bit right there, that root. See, and then they go right in there. So I'm going to get these all trimmed up, and I'll come right back and show you what happens next. Oh Lord, would you look at that? It's a good thing I didn't go into cutting hair for a living. Yeah, we'd be pretty awful. No tips on that one. So this is going to get thrown to my chickens. And they will tear that all up and have a good time. Here's what we have. Look at all those. That's a lot. That is a lot of microgreens. Look at that. So this gets a rinse. And then it gets spun in the spinner. Then it goes in a plastic container in the fridge when I'm ready to eat it. Now, you're going to ask me, well, how are you going to eat that? Well, let me tell you. Salad, sandwich. But you know what my favorite way to eat it? Don't laugh. Just try it. Ramen noodles. There's so much nutrition in those microgreens that it makes up, more than makes up for the fact that I'm eating ramen noodles. But Mama loves some ramen noodles. So I'm going to rinse these a couple times, give them a good spin, put them in the fridge. Now, what I'm also going to do is pull the clips from the other videos I did and put them together with this one, so that they're all together in one, so you don't have to go hunting 3 different videos to get the planting day, and then the update, and then the harvest day. We'll put them all 3 together, and that'll be the next video that comes out. I'll think of some cool title. In the meantime, my chickens get to snack on this. There's still some green in there too. Yeah, buddy. They're gonna like that. Happy chickens. And happy mama. Look how pretty. How many days was that? 12? 12 days? 12 days from start to finish? 12 days and I got that much microgreens. That's blue curled kale microgreens. Oh, and I wanted to also tell you, I took out 10 of these little sprigs and I stuck them in some soil in some pots. So we're going to see how that works out. Maybe I can grow some full-size plants. Those are supposed to be heat tolerant. And boy, you know it gets hot down here in South Alabama. So let's have some microgreens and some ramen noodles and call it a day. As always, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up down there. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Share with your friends. Show your friends. Even in an apartment you can grow this. You can grow your own food. The only thing that would stop you from doing this is if you were in jail or something. But any other circumstance, even if you're in a room in your parents' house, you can grow this. It didn't make a mess. The water doesn't go anywhere. It stays right there in the pan. It didn't bring bugs into the house. We got some yummy, delicious, nutritious, fast-growing greens that anybody can grow. Talk about being in an emergency situation and needing some quick nutrition, because you're not going to be able to rely on fast food. You're not going to be able to rely on processed food, because you're going to need some high caloric intake. If the stuff hits the fan, you're going to have to be out there working, doing stuff. You're going to need some high nutrition, and this is one way to get it. So please, I encourage you. It was Urban Hydro Greens is where I got this kit. You'll see that on my first video. I'll put them all together, and then it's going to be all good in the hood. Love y'all. See you on the next video.